right, I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate how to do our challenge number 1 in our animation lesson, which is the bouncing ball. So it says for this challenge, you will create animation of a bouncing ball. You can add anything you'd like to the scene to enhance it. See my examples below. So this one is just a bouncing ball. I do have a background, and this one has this guy coming in and saying, ah, and then running out of the side. There are also some student examples down here. So if you want to click on any of these examples to see some student work, you can do that. Okay, so the first thing, you'll open Piskel by clicking on this link here. Make sure you're signed in. Okay, you might already be signed in because you signed in yesterday, but just in case, please make sure you're signed in. Otherwise, you will not be able to save. You're going to click Sprite, and then you're going to resize to 150 by 150. So let's do that first. And again, here's my example here. Okay, so I'm going to create Sprite. Make sure you are logged in. I am. Here's my login. I'm going to click on my resize button over here, and I'm going to change this to 150. When I change the width, the height automatically changes. To accept those changes, you can't just click out because it'll go back to 32. You either have to hit your enter key or click resize, one or the other, okay? All right, so we've done all those steps. Now, to create, it says choose a pen size and then use the circle tool to draw a ball in the top center. Hold shift while you're drawing to make it a perfect circle, color it, rename the layer ball. Okay, so I'm going to click on the circle button here. Decide what pen size you want. I'm going to go with 2, but you don't have to. If you want a perfect circle, hold shift. If you don't care if it's a perfect circle, then you don't have to, but you're going to go ahead and draw a circle and you're going to color it. Okay, now I made mine orange. You do not have to make yours orange. You can make yours whatever color you want. You can even make it multicolor if you want. I'm going to click the paint bucket. I'm going to click inside. I'm going to double click on the words layer 1 over here because I want to rename it ball. So this way I always know what my layers are, and I will hit enter. Okay, now we need to start adding frames to make our ball move. So I'm going to go, whoops, I'm going to go back to my instructions, and I am on step 3. It says turn on my onion skin. Click the picture of the onion below the stage preview picture. This allows you to see where the ball was positioned on each previous frame. As you add more frames, I'll show you that in a moment. Duplicate your frame, move the ball down a little, duplicate again, move the ball down a little further. Remember, a ball starts falling slowly and then speeds up, so increase the amount of space between the ball every time you duplicate. Continue duplicating frames and moving the ball down until it touches the ground. This should take about 8 or 9 frames. Okay, so my onion's already on, but you want to make sure it's that yellowish orange color, okay? Don't add a frame, duplicate your frame, because then it already has the ball in it. And I'm going to hold my ball, whoops, let me grab my hand. Make sure you're grabbing your hand. And I'm going to drag that down a little. See, you can see the shadow in the background or the layer from before. Okay, that's the onion skin. So just move it a little on the first one because they start falling a little bit slowly, and then go a little bit further. And then notice I'm just hitting duplicate this frame over and over again. I'm going to go down a little further, and I'm going to go down a little further. And now I'm going to kind of really go down here. I'm going to duplicate this one more. And then I think I'm going to just do one more. I'm actually going to move 7 down a little bit more. And then number 8, oops, number 8, I'll have it touch the ground. Okay, now if you want to see this exactly how it looks, because this doesn't go all the way to the ground, the little preview, but you can click on open preview and pop up. It'll bring a pop up here, and then you can see your ball going all the way to the ground. Okay, now we've done steps 1 through 5. 6, we have to duplicate the frame again and start making our ball go back up. You can have it go straight up, or you can have it bounce off of the side. I used another 8 frames. Okay, so notice on my example, my ball's hitting the ground and is bouncing off and to the right. Okay, that's how I did it. You could do it that way, or you can have the ball going straight back up if you want. So I'm going to go down to slide 8. I'm going to duplicate it again, and I'm going to grab my ball, and I'm going to go off to the side a little. So I'm going to move it up a little, and I'm going to duplicate it again, and I'm going to move it up a little bit more, and I'm going to duplicate it again, and I'm going to move it up more, and I'm going to continue doing that until it's actually in the location I want it to be. Okay. So let's see. And I think I'll do one more. There we go. And then I'm just going to go ahead and do a quick preview. See if I like how it looks. Yeah, I think that looks good. Okay, so let's go back to the instructions, and we are going to be on step 7. Add a layer and call it background. Draw a background and color it in. So let's go ahead and do our background. So I'm going to add a layer. So I'm going to hit the plus sign here, and I'm going to double click on the word layer 1, and I'm going to call it background and hit enter. And I just did simple grass and a sky. You can do whatever kind of background you want, but that's what I'm going to do again. I'm doing grass, so I'm going to change my color to green. And I'm going to click my rectangle, and I'm going to draw a rectangle in the bottom, and my paint bucket and color it. And then I'm going to also draw a sky, so I'm going to change my color to blue. And I will click my rectangle again. And I will draw a big blue rectangle and click my paint bucket and color it. Now, I can't see my ball. Oh no, what happened to my ball? Well, if you look at my layers, my background is on top of my ball. Notice that? So we need to switch the order. Okay, so I am going to move my background down. Okay, so now that my background is below my ball. Okay, the other thing you're going to notice is my background is not showing up on all of my different slides or frames. So that's when you have to do step number 9, click the clone tool to add the background to every frame, which is the cow picture. I don't know why it's called or why it's a picture of a cow, but it's right here. Whoops, let me get out of the way. Right here, if you notice, the little pop-up says clone current layer to all frames. If you click on it, now you'll see my background is on every frame. Okay, and now you can enhance your picture. So if you noticed on mine, I drew little weeds in the grass. I drew a sun. I drew a cloud. I drew this guy coming in. So that's what you're going to do next. Okay, you're going to just enhance. So like for the weeds, for instance, I just clicked on my green grass color, and then I just pulled the green down to make it a little bit darker. I clicked on my pen, and I drew some weeds. Okay, so you can draw as many weeds as you want, or don't have to draw any weeds. You can have a bird flying across the sky, or an airplane, or whatever you want to do. I could have maybe the sun rising, so maybe I would want to add another layer and call it sun. And I'll click my circle again, and hold shift. And this is, I actually starting this on slide 15. Well, let's not do that. So I'm going to undo that. I'm going to go Z, and I'm going to start, let's start on, I think slide 9 was my first one where my ball's going up, right? Yeah. All right, I'm going to start it on slide 9. So now I'm going to hold shift. Oh, green is not the color of a sun, is it? Let's go more of a yellowish orange. Okay, we'll try that color. All right, I'm going to change my pen size to 2. I'm going to hold shift, and I'm going to draw a sun, and I'm going to color it yellow. And oh, you know, I messed up again. It's not, the sun is not going to work because I have my sky and my grass in the same background. I would have to put those in 2 separate backgrounds. So I would have to, let's see, go to my background, and let's see if I can just, I don't think I can just delete. So I'm not going to do a sun because that is just not going to work. So I'm going to Control Z. I'll draw the stick person so you guys can see that. All right, so I'm just going to change my color to black. I'll do 1, and oops, my pen, and I'll draw a person here. So here's my head, and my arms, and my legs, and my arms, and my face. Okay, and I drew that on slide 9, right? So then I'm actually gonna select that. Let's call this person instead of sun, because otherwise I'm going to be very confused as I continue on. Okay, so I'm going to make a copy of this guy. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do Control C, and I'm going to go to slide 10, and I'm going to Control V. Okay, and then I have a hand here that I can move him. Oh, look at that. A hand here where I can move him. Okay. Oh, you know why you can see the shadow? Because I still have the onion layer on. So you can turn it off if that's distracting to you. And then I might do something like this. Okay, I might do something like take the eraser. I'm going to change the size to 4. I'm going to erase part of his arms. Now the reason he has to be in a different layer is if I have him on the same layer as the background and I erase, I'd be erasing the background too. Okay, you don't want to do that. I'm going to go back to my pen, and I'm going to change his arm position. Oh, hold on, let's see what I did. I left it on 4 over here where my eraser was. I'll go back to 1, and He's gonna be all happy. So his arms are going up in the air, and then he's gonna kick up his legs too. And then I can go to number 11. Whoops, I gotta keep pasting him. Okay, so I would have to copy him again and paste him again. So let me, whoops. Copy. And here he is. Okay, whoops. Control V would paste him. And then I could use my hand and I can move him where I want to move him. And then again, I would go to the eraser, erase. Yeah, let me go there. Erase whatever it is you want to erase. So let's say I wanted to change his leg and arm positions, and then I wanted to make him have a sad face instead of a smiley face or something. And maybe his eyes are going to be like really big on this one. So I'm going to go to my pen, and his arms are going to go down, and his legs are going to go down. His one leg will go like this, and then his mouth will be like this. Oh no. And his eyes will be like this, like, oh my gosh, what did I just do? Ah. Okay. And then you can I can bring up a preview, and you can see what's happening there. Okay. Oh, did you notice my weeds weren't on every screen either? You should probably finish your background before you clone it to every slide, because like I said, now my weeds are appearing and reappearing, but I wonder if I can do that now. I'm going to try it. And if not, oh, well, I guess I messed up. Okay, I'm going to go to background. And once again, I'm just going to click clone to all slides. And let's see if it'll actually put the weeds on every slide. Oh, I think I have to be on the slide that I created it on, which I think was 15, if I remember correctly. I don't even remember where I was when I created that slide, or the background, I'm sorry. Anyway, you get the idea. Okay, so when you are done with your bouncing ball animation and you are ready to submit the first thing you're going to do is save. So you're going to click on the little save disc over here on the right, name it bouncing ball. Whoops, that did not work, did it? Let's try that again. Instead of new pixel, I'm going to type bouncing ball, and I'll hit enter. And then you're going to export it because you need to, save to my gallery. Sorry about that. You need to click save to my gallery, okay, because that's how we want to save it. So save to my gallery, okay, and then you need to export it so that you can submit it on Canvas. So if you go down to the fourth photo down, it says export. So you're going to export it as a GIF. Okay, so make sure you have the GIF selected here. You don't have to change the scale. You can leave that. You're going to go ahead and click download, and it's going to go ahead and download onto your computer. Okay, right down it says building animated GIF. So I'm just going to wait a second for it to do that. Usually doesn't take so long. Okay, we're getting there. Here we go, and now it's downloaded. Okay, so now I'm ready to submit onto Canvas. So I'm going to go back into Canvas, and here's what you're going to do for this exercise or for this particular challenge. You're going to click on the words of submit assignment up here on the top right, and then you're going to choose a file. You're going to choose the file that you just downloaded, okay? So choose file, and it's going to open up your computer, and you need to figure out where your downloads go. Okay, so here's my bouncing ball GIF. I'm going to click open. Okay, notice it is attached now, and I'm going to go ahead and click submit assignment. And if it works, you should see the confetti falling from the sky any second now, hopefully. And then it's officially submitted. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, good luck with this one.